who has recently been appointed as the 25th Secretary of Research and Analysis Wing? Correct option is A. Parag Jain. Which state government has declared 2026 as the Year of Agriculture? Correct option is D. Madhya Pradesh. Where was the 21st edition of the India-US Joint Military Exercise Yuddh Abhyas 2025 held? Correct option is B. Alaska, USA. Who has recently become the first Indian astronaut to travel to the International Space Station? Correct option is A. Shubhanshu Shukla. What is the rank of India in the Sustainable Trade Index 2025? Correct option is B. 23rd. Who has become the first Indian to score a century in both innings of a test match? Correct option is D. Rishabh Pant. Which country has unveiled the world's fastest bullet train, the CR450? Correct option is D. China. What is India's global rank in fish production? Correct option is B. Second. Which space rocket was used to place the NISAR satellite into space? Correct option is A. GSLV F-16. Who has been appointed as the new chairman of the Union Public Service Commission? Correct option is B. Ajay Kumar. Which country has recently announced its withdrawal from UNESCO in 2025? Correct option is C. USA. Which city secured the first rank in the Swachh Vayu Sarvekshan Award 2025? Correct option is C. Indore. In which country did Prime Minister Narendra Modi recently inaugurate the Punat Sangchu hydroelectric project? Correct option is D. Bhutan. Who was sworn in as the 53rd Chief Justice of India in November? Correct option is B. Justice. Which Indian city was recently nominated by UNESCO for the title of Creative City of Gastronomy? Correct option is A. Lucknow. Who recently won the 2025 Booker Prize for his novel Flesh? Correct option is B. David Suchley. Which state's Silisera Lake has been designated as India's Ramsar site? Correct option is D. Rajasthan. In which state did the Indian Army and NDRF conduct the exercise Rahat 2025? Correct option is C. Nagaland. Where has the 30th edition of UN Climate Change Conference 2025 held? Correct option is B. Belém, Brazil. Who has become the Navy's first woman fighter pilot? Correct option is D. Astha Punia. Who has recently been honored with the highest civilian honor order of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago? Correct option is B. Narendra Modi. Who has developed the Akash Prime Defense System? Correct option is B. DRDO. Which football team won the 134th Durand Cup 2025? Correct option is C. Northeast United FC. When is World Meditation Day observed annually? Correct option is B. On 21st December. Who has recently become the first Indian player to reach the final of the FIDE Women's World Cup? Correct option is A. Divya Deshmukh. Who was conferred with the Order of Oman First Class? Correct option is D. Narendra Modi. Which telescope was used to discover the Alaknanda Spiral Galaxy? Correct option is B. James Webb Space Telescope. Where was the 17th BRICS Summit 2025 held recently? Correct option is C. Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Which state has launched India's first tribal genome sequencing project? Correct option is B. Gujarat. Who is the author of his first book, Why the Constitution Matters? Correct option is B. D.Y. Chandrachud. Which city in China was the host of SCO Summit 2025? Correct option is D. Tianjin. Which state has recently officially declared Arlam Sanctuary as India's first butterfly sanctuary? Correct option is C. Kerala. Who has become the first woman Director General of the Railway Protection Force? Correct option is C. Sonali Mishra. How many seats did the NDA win in the 243-member Bihar Assembly elections held in November? Correct option is C. 202. Which country has launched the world's fourth fastest supercomputer named Jupiter? Correct option is A. Germany. Who has recently become the 91st Chess Grandmaster of India? Correct option is A. Rahul Vas. The 5th edition of exercise Harimo Shakti was conducted between India and which country? Correct option is B. Malaysia. Where was the Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Science City inaugurated? Correct option is D. Patna. What is the name of India's third indignantly built nuclear-powered ballistic missile submarine? Correct option is C. INS Aridhman. What is the rank of India in the Global Innovation Index 2025? Correct option is B. 30th. Which city will host the WHO Global Traditional Medicine Summit 2025? Correct option is D. New Delhi. Which institute signed MOU with the Sports Authority of India's NCSSR to promote sports science and innovation? Correct option is D. IIT Delhi. Which state in India is set to become the first extreme poverty-free state? Correct option is C. Kerala. Which site was recently included as India's 13th Biosphere Reserve by UNESCO in September? Correct option is A. Coal Desert. According to the FO's Global Forest Resources Assessment 2025, what is India's global rank in total forest area? Correct option is C. 9th. How many medals did India win at the 2025 Asian Archery Championships in Dhaka? Correct option is D. 10 medals. Who has recently won the title of Miss Universe India 2025? Correct option is D. Manika Vishwakarma. Recently, Ministry of Tribal Affairs and Coal India signed an agreement to promote tribal education in which state? Correct option is A. Chhattisgarh. In which state of India Kati Bihu festival celebrated in October? Correct option is A. Assam. What is the name of the first anti-submarine warfare shallow watercraft inducted by the Indian Navy? Correct option is B. INS Mahe. Which city has become India's dirtiest city in the Swachh Sarvekshan 2025? Correct option is C. Madurai. Who has been awarded the 2025 Nobel Peace Prize? Correct option is C. Maria Corina Machado. Recently, which Indian athlete has been conferred the honorary rank of Lieutenant Colonel in the Territorial Army? Correct option is A. Neeraj Chopra. Which country has become the first in the world to eliminate mother-to-child transmission of HIV, hepatitis B and syphilis? Correct option is A. Maldives. What is the rank of India in the Asia Power Index 2025? Correct option is C. 3rd. Who recently became the first Indian bowler to take 100 wickets in mains T20 internationals? Correct option is D. Arshdeep Singh. When was National Space Day 2025 celebrated in India? Correct option is B. On 23rd August. Which Indian NGO has become the first to win the Ramon Magsaysay Award in 2025? Correct option is D. Educate Girls. Which country has recently become the 10th partner country of BRICS? Correct option is A. Vietnam. Which newly inaugurated railway line connects Aswal to the Indian Railways network for the first time? Correct option is C. Barabie-Serang railway line. Who has recently been appointed as the Executive Director of the International Monetary Fund? Correct option is A. Urjit Patel. Who won the men's singles title at the Australian Open 2025 badminton tournament? Correct option is B. Lakshya Sen. The Patna-Purnia Expressway in Bihar has recently been designated as which national expressway? Correct option is C. National Expressway 9. Which Malayalam film actor was honoured with the 75th Dada Saheb Phalke Award by President Draupadi Murmu? Correct option is B. Mohanlal. Where did the Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas recently announce the first discovery of natural gas in India? Correct option is D. Andaman Basin. Which indigenous anti-drone grid has the Indian Army recently launched? Correct option is B. Saksham. Which locomotive has installed India's first removable solar panel system on railway tracks? Correct option is A. Banaras Locomotive Works. Which state is the top exporting state in India for the financial year 2024-25? Correct option is C. Gujarat. Which country has launched Blue Visa, a 10-year residence permit? Correct option is B. UAE. Plutonium Management and Disposition Agreement is a pact between the United States and which country? Correct option is C. Russia. Who won the men's and women's kabaddi titles at the 2025 Asian Youth Games? Correct option is B. India. Sane Takaichi has become the first woman Prime Minister of which country? Correct option is D. Japan. Which space agency launched India's heaviest communication satellite, CMIS-03, in November? Correct option is C. ISRO. Where has the Namo Semiconductor Laboratory been recently approved to be set up? Correct option is D. IIT Bhubaneswar. Who has become the first Kannada writer to win the International Booker Prize for the year 2025? Correct option is B. Banu Mushtaq. Which country became the 19th member of the International Big Cat Alliance? Correct option is B. Russia. By what name did PM Narendra Modi launch the first Made in India chip at the inauguration of Semicon India 2025? Correct option is C. Vikram. The second edition of the joint military exercise Desert Cyclone 2 was conducted between India and which country? Correct option is A. United Arab Emirates. Who has recently become the first Indian to run 100 meters in less than 10.2 seconds? Correct option is B. Animesh Gujur. Which country will host the Commonwealth Kho-Kho Championship in 2026? Correct option is A. India. Recently, when was World Mental Health Day 2025 observed? Correct option is C. On 10th October. Which country has recently announced the launch of the K-Visa from 1st October to attract global science and technology talent? Correct option is D. China. Who has recently been appointed as the new Director General of the Sashastra Seema Bal? Correct option is A. Sanjay Singhal. Which film won the maximum awards at the 83rd Golden Globe Awards 2026? Correct option is C. One Battle After Another. Which country has become the 123rd member of the International Solar Alliance? Correct option is D. Angola. Who has been recently appointed as the Ambassador for the Karnataka Forest Department and Wildlife Conservation? Correct option is C. Anil Kumble. Indian women's hockey goalkeeper Savita Punia was honored with which award in 2026? Correct option is C. Padma Shri. Who has been elected as the President of the 80th United Nations General Assembly? Correct option is D. Annalena Baerbock. Which state has adopted the policy of giving full exemption in property tax to active defense personnel? Correct option is B. Andhra Pradesh. Who has become the first Indian to complete NASA's International Air and Space Program? Correct option is B. Janvi Dangeti. At which location in Uttar Pradesh did ISRO successfully conduct its first rocket launch test with a payload? Correct option is A. Kushinagar. Which film has been selected as India's official entry in the Best International Feature Film category at the Oscars 2026? Correct option is B. Homebound. Who recently won the Best Actor award at the 71st National Film Awards in August? Correct option is C. Both A and B. Vikrant Massey and Shah Rukh Khan. The Indian Army recently conducted the military-civil integration exercise Samanvay Shakti 2025 in which two states? Correct option is B. Assam and Manipur. Inga Ruganiene was recently elected as the Prime Minister of which country on 26th August? Correct option is B. Lithuania. Which state is the number 1 in Unified Payments Interface usage? Correct option is A. Maharashtra. The rare blue pinkle mushroom has been discovered in forests of which Indian state? Correct option is D. Telangana. The Patna-Purnia Expressway in Bihar has recently been designated as which national expressway? Correct option is C. National Expressway 9. Who was honored with the 43rd Lokmanya Tilak National Award in August? Correct option is D. Nitin Gadkari. Which public sector bank is the first in India to switch its corporate website to the bank.in domain? Correct option is A. Punjab National Bank. Where has India's first Make in India 1 megawatt green hydrogen plant been commissioned? Correct option is A. Deen Dayal Port, Gujarat. Which city hosted the National SC/ST Welfare Conference on the 29th and 30th August? Correct option is C. Bhubaneswar. Which country was recently verified by WHO as having eliminated rubella? Correct option is D. Nepal. Which state launched the Shramashri scheme to support returning migrant workers? Correct option is B. West Bengal. Who has recently been appointed as the Vice President and Chief Risk Officer of the BRICS New Development Bank? Correct option is A. Shringala Rajiv Ranjan. Which city topped the Smart City Index 2025? Correct option is C. Zurich, Switzerland. Who launched the AI-powered tool Sabhasar for generating structured minutes of Gram Sabha meetings in India? Correct option is B. Ministry of Panchayati Raj. Who has recently become the 89th Chess Grandmaster of India? Correct option is B. Rohit Krishna. The book The Rise of the Hitman, written by R. Kaushik, is based on the life of which personality? Correct option is D. Rohit Sharma. The James Webb Space Telescope recently discovered the 29th moon of which planet? Correct option is C. Uranus. Which state government is set to launch the No Helmet, No Fuel Road Safety campaign from September 1st to 30th? Correct option is D. Uttar Pradesh. Where was the world's first World Humanoid Robot Games organized in August? Correct option is D. Beijing, China. National Handloom Day is celebrated every year on which date? Correct option is B, on 7th August. Recently, which horticulture product from Kargil district in Ladakh was exported to Saudi Arabia for the first time? Correct option is A, fresh apricots. INS Ujjigiri and INS Himgiri Navy ships were inducted into the Indian Navy at which location? Correct option is C, Naval Base, Visakhapatnam. Where was the country's second green hydrogen plant recently inaugurated? Correct option is A, Gorakhpur, Uttar Pradesh. Which small finance bank recently received in-principle approval from the Reserve Bank of India to become a universal bank? Correct option is B, Our Small Finance Bank. Which site was notified as India's 107th National Park in 2025? Correct option is A, Simlipal National Park. In September, which bank appointed Ashish Pandey as its new Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer? Correct option is D, Union Bank of India. Who chaired the 10th Governing Council meeting of Niti Aayog held? Correct option is C, Narendra Modi. Which state government has recently banned the cutting of palmyra trees? Correct option is B, Odisha. Which Indian city has recently been declared the leopard capital of India? Correct option is C, Bangalore. In the October exercise Osterhind 2025, which battalion of the Indian Army led the contingent? Correct option is D, Gorkha Rifles. Which protected area of Odisha has been declared the 107th National Park of India? Correct option is A, Simlipal Wildlife Sanctuary. Which Gram Panchayat has become the first to adopt a fully paperless e-office system? Correct option is A, Rohini Gram Panchayat. Who was elected as the 15th Vice President of India in September? Correct option is B, C.P. Radhakrishnan. Which site was recently included as India's 13th Biosphere Reserve by UNESCO in September? Correct option is C, Coal Desert. Which Indian state has recorded the highest decline in child marriage? Correct option is D, Assam. Which country became the 8th to adopt India's Unified Payments Interface? Correct option is C, Qatar. When is World Tourism Day celebrated every year? Correct option is C, on 27 September. India participated in the multilateral military exercise Japat 2025 with which country? Correct option is A, Russia. Vietnam National University has recently signed MOU with which Indian institute to enhance research collaboration? Correct option is B, IIT Kanpur. Where did the Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas recently announce the first discovery of natural gas in India? Correct option is D, Andaman Basin. Who broke Virat Kohli's record by scoring the fastest century in one-day internationals for India? Correct option is D, Smriti Mandhana. Which institution topped the NIRF overall rankings for 2025? Correct option is A, IIT Madras. Which state government has launched Norka Care, a health and accident insurance scheme? Correct option is B, Kerala. The Indian men's hockey team won the Hockey Asia Cup 2025 by defeating which country in the final? Correct option is D, South Korea. Recently, whose tenure has been extended as Chief of Defence Staff? Correct option is B, General Anil Chauhan. Adani Power signed an agreement to establish the Wangchu hydropower project in which country? Correct option is C, Bhutan. What is the theme of World Environmental Health Day 2025? Correct option is B, Clean Air, Healthy People. Where was the Royal Bhutan Buddhist Temple recently inaugurated? Correct option is D. Rajgir, Bihar. Which Indian received the Young Champions of the Earth Award 2025? Correct option is C. Jinali Modi. Recently, space tech startup Agnikul launched India's first rocket 3D printing facility in which city? Correct option is C. Chennai. Recently, Union Home Minister Amit Shah inaugurated India's largest Veer Savarkar Sports Complex at which place? Correct option is B. Narnpura, Ahmedabad. Which country has recently announced the launch of the K-Visa from 1st October to attract global science and technology talent? Correct option is D. China. Which city is the host of the ISSF Junior World Cup 2025? Correct option is C. New Delhi. Atal Innovation Mission recently launched the ATL Sarthi and Border Area Program in which state? Correct option is A. Jammu and Kashmir. Which IIT has been nominated as a UN Center of Excellence for Artificial Intelligence, Capacity Building and Skilling by the Indian government? Correct option is A. IIT Madras. Recently, which union territory became the first to achieve zero maternal mortality rate? Correct option is B. Puducherry. Recently, when was World Maritime Day 2025 celebrated? Correct option is C. On 25th September. Which Gram Panchayat has been honored with the Gold Award during the 28th National Conference on E-Governance in Visakhapatnam? Correct option is A. Rohini. Where has Asia's largest rail operations command center been recently inaugurated? Correct option is B. Sabarmati, Gujarat. Barren Island, which was seen in news due to volcanic eruption, is located in which sea? Correct option is A. Andaman Sea. Indian Navy conduct its first bilateral maritime exercise maiden with which country? Correct option is C. Greece. Recently, Himanshi Tokas became the first Indian player to reach the top of the junior world ranking in which sport? Correct option is B. Judo.